With the school summer holidays upon us, now is a great time to see what is out there on offer. And with us today is Lewis Sanders, who is the Development Officer for Active Cornwall. He's here to tell us more about their Time to Move holiday programme. Lewis, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, this is your first time on KSTV, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So we're going to ease you in nice and gently. And if you can just start off by giving us a little overview about who are Active Cornwall.
Sure. So yes, Active Cornwall is the active partnership for Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly, and our main role is to try and work with partners to help people become physically active, and especially those from lower socio-economic groups, and try and sort of remove some of those barriers to help more people become physically active.
Amazing. And sort of helping people with those barriers, what sort of support do you and the team offer?
It varies, to be honest, depending on which ages. So some of the programs which we're involved in involves ourselves handing out some funding to other providers to try and support local community groups and try and, certainly after COVID, try and make sure that those are still around. So we've had a lot of things like that, but also for the children and young people element, trying to get them back into swimming has been a big thing recently.
Wow.
And active travel, so trying to make sure that there's activities supporting, as I said, supporting swimming programs, trying to help children be able to swim 25 metres, which is a really big and important for us in Cornwall.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by 3 coasts of everywhere, all around the county, so yeah, that's a lot of the things which we try to do, really.
Love that. I mean, it's so important, isn't it? We talk specifically about the swimming there, like it's kind of like a core skill that is great to learn at a young age, not only because it can help you in physical situations when you might need safety to swim, but also it's the physical aspect of getting people active, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So just being physically active, it doesn't just help the obvious things about improving cardiovascular health and things like that, but it also helps with muscle strength, bone strength. It's great for mental health. And the other elements where it's just great for socialising and meeting new people, and that we see that so many times where people normally just potentially sit at home, be with the same group of people, but they go out, be physically active with new people, and then suddenly they've got a new friendship group and new friends for life. So yeah, absolutely, it's being physically active is great for everyone.
I love that, because I was going to say to you, like, as well as the physical aspect of these activities, have you noticed the real sort of positive benefits in terms of mental health and from some of your clients already?
Yes, absolutely. So some of the comments we get back from some of the children and families who take part in recent holiday programmes has been that without it, they would have just been children would have been sat at home. They wouldn't have had that opportunity to meet their peers, to, like I said, meet new friends. And yeah, just have that chance to not be isolated at home during the holiday periods, which is and certainly for older people, not just the holiday periods, but potentially all year round as well. So yeah, it's great to get out and be physically active and meet with other people.
Yeah, and this must be like a lifesaver for parents as well, who may be struggling, like, what am I going to do to keep the kids entertained or busy throughout the holidays? Have you found that parents and families are loving it when they come to you?
Yes, yeah, so with this summer's holiday activity programme, we've already seen that we've got over 2,000 unique children and nearly 20,000 bookings. So we know that there's each family are booking their children onto around 10 activities across the whole of the summer, and that's given those families an opportunity to go out, as I said, meet friends, but also when they're not around, then obviously the families can go and work and not having to take 6 weeks of holiday themselves, which not many people can do.
Yeah, and the families can get involved as well, I presume, if they choose to?
Yes, yeah, we've got a number of providers which can help and sort of welcome families come along as well. And we've also got the 3rd of August is actually National Play Day. So there's a number of providers or people and organisations around the county putting on these opportunities for free play all around the county. So yeah, and that's free play for the whole family as well.
Oh, fantastic. So I want to talk to you a little about the new programme that is coming together, Time to Move. Can you tell us what's that all about?
Yeah, absolutely. The Time to Move holiday programme is known nationally as the Holiday Activities and Food Programme.
Okay.
So it's a big government programme which Cornwall receives a substantial amount of money to make it happen. We've got over over 100 different organisations have applied for the summer, which has been brilliant. So it's going to be a bigger summer. We ran it last summer, but this is almost doubled in size. And really, it's an opportunity for like I said, children to be socially, be active socially, be physically active, but also to make sure they eat well during the summer holidays. So we know during term time, children have that sense of belonging. They have uniforms within school. They have friends. They have routines, and this is an opportunity to make sure that actually outside of school time they have that sense of belonging as well. That they can be, they feel that they're part of another group. They feel that they're welcome in different organisations, whether it's leisure centres, sports clubs, beaches, wherever the activities are. They feel that they're welcome and can take part in a fun, friendly environments.
Fantastic. And do you know what? You actually make a really good point there. And I never sort of really thought about it in that sense that when you're at school, you're in such a routine of a set routine, and it's social and it's physical. And then when the school holidays kick in, that almost throws your routine out. So it's good to have like a purpose or something to sort of keep you social and active, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's such a great problem, not problem, great thing to have, and to be able to, like I said, and it hits a lot of those other things which you mentioned earlier about being not just being physically active, but it supports that mental health and all those other things along with it.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the fun stuff that you do then. Like, tell me about some of the activities. I want to know what you get up to.
It's pretty much everything and anything. So we have some very generic multi-sports activities where they have things like dodgeball and some fun games like that. But then we also work very closely with the leisure centres to be able to offer some swimming sessions. We have other activities such as yoga and things to potentially calm some other people down. We have water sports activities and surfing. Obviously, being located in the county we have all that fabulous opportunity around the county. And we also have some really funky activities which have like Nerf wars, Zorb football, virtual reality games and things like that. So some really so it varies from every different activity possible, really.
You had me at Nerf wars and Zorbing and all the good stuff. I mean, that, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't. Not only does it sound like a child's heaven, it sounds like an adult heaven as well.
Yeah.
And I believe there's 95 different activity providers, or it could be more. I know you said potentially near 100 now.
Yeah.
Wow, how do people like get involved with that?
So we've got on our website, which is activecornwall.org/T2M holiday programme, we've got an activity finder, so people can go onto there, type in their postcode, and then it will show everything within however many miles they set it as. So and then that will show every different activity which they can access.
Fantastic. And am I right in thinking these happen all over Cornwall, or have you got like a specific base where you do the majority?
No, it does happen everywhere. So we've got activities ranging everywhere from Bude all the way across to Saltash and even the Rain Peninsula, all the way down to the Lizard, Sennin and Penzance and everywhere in between.
Wow.
So it is everywhere, and we try to make sure we have an activity within 8 minutes of pretty much every household within Cornwall, which is really good.
Yeah, it sounds like you are sort of covering all grounds, and I suppose that's the nice thing about not having one set location or centre, is that you can cover so many different postcodes. Like you said, the ability to just put a postcode in and see what activities nearby to you or what you fancy. You couldn't ask for more than that, really.
No, absolutely, and we know that many people in Cornwall have different challenges. So actually being able to access different areas of the county could be really challenging for some people. So we try to make sure everything's on as close to their doorstep as we can. So yeah.
Okay, and who is eligible for these activities?
So we try to make everything eligible for every single person within, or every child within Cornwall, aged between 5 and 16. It is free for everyone who are in receipt of benefits related to free school meals, which is really obviously to really try and support those families. But yeah, and then there's a different range of cost points depending on the activities. So there are some which are £5, some which go up to £25 per day. But as I said at the start, it includes turning up, a day of activities, and then a meal within that as well. So yeah, everything's sort of included within that cost.
Amazing, because I wanted to touch on the whole free meal thing as well, because I understand everyone who attends the Time to Move, they can receive a free meal. Like, how important is that within your company and the ethos that you provide?
It's really important, and the fact that the programme is aimed at those on benefits related to free school meals who rely so heavily on that meal they get within school. So actually, with us having this programme to be able to offer that healthy meal which still meets school food standards, we really make sure that we try and offer that healthy meal. So every meal that everyone turns up with will be sort of wholemeal bread, making sure there's the protein offer, the sort of minimal sugary drinks, and making sure that everything is as healthy as possible.
Okay, lovely. As long as there's some potato there, I would be happy. I'm such a potato head. So I want to go back to the activities, because I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to explain how fun this is. Because for anybody watching who's thinking, I want to get involved in that, I want to know, have you been involved in any of the activities? Like,
I haven't yet.
No, okay.
No, not yet. But there's a few which I keep thinking, I wouldn't mind having a go at that.
Okay, what's top of your to-do list?
Probably the top of my to-do list would be the co-steering. So we have some co-steering where they jump off rocks, and obviously in safe places where they're with qualified instructors as well. And actually, I've never been able to stand up on a board surfing either. So that's something which I'd love to try and do. I've tried, but quite often fall off quite quickly. So that's something which personally I'd like to try and do. But then when you hear about, like you said, Nerf wars and zorbing, they sound like such great things which we don't get, hardly anyone gets to do on a day-to-day basis. So there'll be something for which for me personally I think would be great to have a go at as well.
Yeah, we'll get you stood on a surfboard at some point. A bit of paddle boarding, I'm sure. Is there anything that you really want to sort of get up and running? Like, are there any activities that are not yet on the programme that you think, my aim, I want to be able to do this for the kids?
I think we're always looking to try and get more of a reach across the whole of the county, and more different activities in all areas. So obviously, as I said, there's some of those activities we can only do in certain places, but obviously we'd love to be able to spread that out to make sure that as many people can have those opportunities for different activities and not just the ones they do in school. One of the big things we are looking to try to do is create more fun activities, so moving away from like the generic sports and things like that, so making sure that having a lot more play activities and a lot more fun. As I mentioned, we've got National Play Day coming up next week, and things like that. So obviously moving away from traditional sports and encouraging more play and fun activities across the county is something which we will be looking to try to do going forwards.
Brilliant. And it sounds as well like you've really covered all grounds, regardless of age, gender. There's something for everyone, is that fair to say?
Yes, absolutely. We always try to make sure that we encourage every single young person to be able to take part in these, and including children with SEND requirements. So we always make sure that if children who need one-to-one support within school, we'll always look to then try and make sure that we have that one-to-one support at the sessions as well. to be able to make sure it is open and inclusive to every young person within Cornwall as well. So yeah.
Fantastic. That's really important actually, because a lot of companies and businesses often forget about people who maybe have additional needs. Because I was going to say, like, I suppose one of the benefits of being all over Cornwall and going to different venues is that the access does obviously vary in different places. So in terms of children who need a little bit extra support, whether that's physical, for example, a wheelchair user, or if there's somebody who needs a bit more emotional support, that's something you can sort of look into and provide them with.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll always look to try and source the relevant support to help each individual child. And yeah, we work with a number of different organisations to make that work, and find out actually. So one partner we work with is Parent Carers Cornwall.
Right.
They contact the families and actually find out a bit more information, and then that gets fed back to us and the providers running that activity, so that we can welcome and support every child before they even turn up. So they know that, okay, this is so and so who has these challenges.
Yeah.
This is how to get the best out of it. That way, we make sure that the experience which both the provider, the parents, and the young person finds is hopefully as many times as possible the best we can make it, really.
Brilliant stuff. And for anybody watching today, remind us, how can people get involved, or where can they find more information about Active Cornwall and Time to Move?
So yeah, you can find more information on our website, which is activecornwall.org/T2M holiday programme. That's the number 2. Or you can give us a call, which is 01872 32 3335. And then, yeah, and hopefully, as I mentioned on our website, we've got the activity finder, and you can book onto some of the 300 odd different activities across the county through that activity finder as well.
It sounds brilliant. And it just sounds like you're going to be in for a busy summer. So remind us again, who's eligible and when does this start? Is this from now? Is it kicked off already?
Yeah, so some sessions have started already. So there are some activities taking place this week. It's available for every child aged 5 to 16, so reception class all the way up to year 11. And it's free for those on benefits related free school meals. And it's taking place everywhere across the whole of the county.
Amazing stuff. And sort of last question, Lewis, I want to open the floor up to you here. Plug away as much as you want. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or what's the next activity coming up? You said there's an event on the 3rd of August, did you say?
Yeah, so we've got National Play Day on the 3rd of August.
Great.
And again, there's more information on our websites around that, and where those activities are taking place. But no, just really looking forward to the summer. Yes, we know it's going to be busy. We've already had over 20,000 bookings. And from off the top of my head, I think it was around 3,000 unique children so far. So yeah, we know it's going to be busy. We've got activities everywhere, and yeah, it's going to be busy, and it'd be great to see more people book on over the next few weeks.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like you guys are doing a fantastic job, and thank you for joining us here in the studio today. Hope it's not been too daunting for you.
It's been great, thank you.
And yeah, just a big thank you to you and the whole team at Active Cornwall, basically, because you're putting on such an impressive programme and you're really sort of supporting the kids through the holidays. So fantastic stuff. Thank you for speaking to us, and good luck for the summer.